The first message from archive handle arrived without warning. No greeting, no context. Just a link and a single sentence that felt heavier than it should have. This didn't start with social media. The link led to a folder that shouldn't have existed. The site looked unfinished, like a draft someone forgot to delete. File names were inconsistent. Dates overlapped. Some entries refused to load at all. Others opened slowly, as if they didn't want to be seen. Inside were images older than any platform we recognized. Scanned photographs, film stills, security frames pulled from places long since renovated or demolished. Grainy, low-quality captures where faces blurred naturally and details dissolved into noise. And in the background of many of them, standing where no one should have been looking, was the same figure. Leaning forward, arms hanging low, face unfinished. The FeedWalker had been here long before feeds existed. Archive handle never explained who they were. They spoke in short, careful messages, as if every word had been weighed before being sent. They said they had been collecting these images for years, pulling them from deleted posts, forgotten backups, and public records no one checked anymore. They didn't call it an archive. They called it a residue. According to them, the FeedWalker appeared whenever people began documenting themselves more than they remembered living. Early home cameras, closed-circuit systems, public surveillance introduced for safety and convenience. Each technological shift brought more sightings. Each shift made him clearer. He doesn't need platforms, archive handle wrote. He needs observation. That idea changed everything. Jonah dug deeper. He compared dates. Early photos showed the FeedWalker barely formed. A suggestion of posture, a shadow that leaned but didn't fully commit to a shape. As recording became more common, his form stabilized. By the time social media arrived, he was almost complete. The blur around his face wasn't a glitch. It was a boundary. Jonah believed the FeedWalker was made of what cameras failed to capture properly. Missed details, compressed data, the parts of people reduced to information, not a ghost, a byproduct. Something built from being seen too often and understood too little. If that was true, then deleting accounts wouldn't destroy him. It would only starve him temporarily. Something else in the archive disturbed us. In the oldest files, the FeedWalker was always alone. No victims nearby, no secondary figures hidden behind him. But as the years passed, more shapes appeared in the background. People who didn't belong, people positioned too close. Over time, those figures vanished, leaving only him behind. The archive wasn't just proof of his existence, it was proof of accumulation. Every person he took made him more solid, more consistent, more recognizable. Lena said it explained why the window kept shrinking. He wasn't speeding up, he was growing. Then archive handle sent one final message. You're being watched more closely now. They warned us not to dig further, not to save copies, not to share the archive outside the thread. According to them, attention didn't just draw the FeedWalker closer to individuals. It drew him closer to groups, communities, patterns. If enough people focused on the same idea at once, he adapted. The thread refreshed. Archive handle was gone. So were half the files. Only a few images remained. Enough to know we weren't imagining this. Enough to know we'd been noticed. That night, I dreamed of cameras without lenses, frames without borders, images that watched back. When I woke up, I checked the thread out of habit. New users had joined, more than before. People asking the same questions we once had, posting the same kinds of images, describing the same forward-leaning figure. The FeedWalker was no longer something we were uncovering. He was something spreading. And somewhere in the residue of all that attention, he was becoming harder to stop.